Yes, I was actually looking over here specifically and noticing that the train's unloading and not really keeping up the train's loading. It's a bit awkward. I'm starting to think that maybe a 282 on the coal trains might be a good idea. So all that work on the 242's kinda pointless. Having said that, I kinda want to do that. Doesn't remember the stream, remembers to change scene. I finally learned. Having said that, like these call outposts are almost gone to the point where I could probably just change it over and then set up a whole lot of new, fresh and vibrant 282s. Yeah, just 5 more outposts. I got the coffee here too. Got the coffee, that's very important. But also, actually there's a lot to do. I need to build more nuclear as well. That's definitely a future me problem though. So many things to do, so many things to catch up on. Where to start though? Where to start? Probably with the outposts which are dead. Nah. So I think Stone 5 would be one of the first places I hit up. Also grab Yi. And not Yi actually. The one below Yi. There we go. And Stone 5. Yeah, I've been away because I had a whole lot of work things to do, unfortunately. I was taking up a lot of time. And while I untangle myself, there we go. Hey, there's Zach. Get ye train, you cannot get ye train. Well, the end product that we're working on is now being shipped, so it's all good. Still got to do some software stuff, but that won't take up as much time. This package is going to space, so it was a laugh. If only nuclear fuel was just a little bit faster. Oh yeah, the train counter. I've seen the also the Factorio page has been on Twitch has been so barren because Will hasn't really been on much either lately. Sponge Bro, how's it going? Oh, I was meant to do a thing for the PvP event as well. So tomorrow, 2 PM CET, whatever that is, Milwaukee time I think it was when I put it into the converter. The Clowntown's hosting, and I'll be joining him for a PvP event. So that's something to look out for. I can't remember what GMT time that is. There's still Stone here too. But that is 7 AM my time starting. I should have actually looked here first. I'll summon those. Hey, hang on, I got this. How's it going? He has a terrible immune system? Yeah. 6 GMT? Okay. Good to know. Yeah, let's just put more back in the chest. 8 PM GMT, yeah. All I know is at 7 AM the next morning. Yeah. How's the production doing too? Just hovering 3,000. One day, I'll actually get this thing up to speed. One day. I think it's still low density structure. Yeah, let's look a little thin. And yep, there it is. It's always empty. Never gets the iron it needs. Oh, rat it though. We'll tear up all this. Mr. Bucket, hey, how's it going? I even, because I've been so busy, I haven't even haven't been able to look into emotes or anything like that. You honestly never had a tour of the map? Aw. Well, I should do something about that. Currently we're at a stone outpost. And for some reason, it's all patchy. Like I landfilled it. I missed 157 of them somehow. I like how you've been counting. Oh, that's right. These trains have to come right round the top. Actually, where is that train going? Because that train's over near the coal plant, the steam plant. So they came from there, and they're currently over there. When they could have gone round there. So, for those who haven't seen, apart from, hang on, I got this. This is the overall map. This is everything I've explored since I made the map in version 12. There's a little touch of new terrain there. And down here, just because I wanted to see what was down there. I'm trying to think what else specifically next. So, spawn is down here where Made of Tin's Angry Phone is. And the Blueprint Graveyard, which I really should clean up because it is eating UPS existing here. I did clean up there was an old steam plant here and I did actually clean it up eventually. Like the old train controllers here too. A MIDI-Torio experiment. And it gets into the main base where the main line is, with that's lots of tracks of glory. Somewhere around here is a track counter, there it is. So it's indicating 66,744 trains have gone on that track, 38,000 on that track, and it'll just keep on stepping down, showing how many have gone through it. The actual counter element is here. One of them has like 77,000 on it. Where is it? Oh, 66,000. 94,000. Number 3. You gonna play with the new concrete and make it prettier? I will, yes. That's more of a long-term thing though. Get on if, hey! Missed your streams? Yeah, I've been way out of it. I don't even remember how to stream now. Moving up from the sort of main line there is the main ore smelting system here with the train controller. Mr. Beeps. Hey, Obi! And Dinvek. How's it going? So, if I turn this off, just briefly, these are all the unloads. So copper unload here, there's a single stone unloader there, and then all the rest of it is just iron. Then the copper holding, stone holding, iron holding stations. They go here, there's train zooming through, and snaking around as it does. Just waiting for that train to clear, and then it'll get through. There gets better by the minute, only 20 left before I'm free. Woo! Hey, Bigfoot! More everything, yeah. Yeah, so this is the same thing duplicated all the way through. It automatically disables train stops, which does affect the trains, but currently on this map it's not too big of a problem yet. I'm going to have to look into that in the future and redesign this to pack it down, perhaps. Yeah, so moving up from here, this is a smelting, belt-based smelting. It uses the splitter compression method, which I just changed. I say just changed, I think I did it in January. And Waksha, how's it going? So in total there's 96 blue belts of copper plate coming out of the smelter. Except for that one apparently. Because that one never gets plate these days for reasons I'm not entirely sure why. Since I rebuilt it, or since... because it always used to. Never used to be a problem. Oh well. Yep, there's 2 or 8 belts of stone brick here. Most of that goes into the... yeah, you see there's 7 belts coming out. 6 of it goes to furnaces, and then the 7th one goes to the bot network. And then the rest of it, all 112 belts here of iron plate, goes... yeah. I think I've actually cut some of them. I have, yeah, cut some of them off. So I'm not actually using all of them. I think I cut 2 of the smelters off. And then there's 16 lanes of steel here, which currently isn't getting enough steel. I need more iron outposts. Doing good, apart from the headache from the construction work next door to your work. Aww. It's nasty when that happens. Is it just the constant dig 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 of the pneumatic drills, pneumatic picks? It used to happen around here a lot. 'Cause the ground here is really hard, and there was a lot of new housing going in, so it'd just be constant echoing of that from like 7:30 in the morning, every morning for years. It's I think there's actually a gold mine near here too, or a few gold mines. Train controller, which needs to be upgraded to incorporate coal, which is this new one here, which you may have seen from Colonel Will's map. Colonel Will's is the prototype for this thing. It sounds lovely. Just a bit. Yeah, so I'm working on a new controller, new outpost, new one outpost controller. Instead of being bare minimum, I offloaded a few more calculations to it so that this thing can operate a little bit faster. Low frequency side moving stuff from the huge machine to dig up old foundation. Oh yeah. I think for me the construction here was far enough away that that wasn't too much of a problem. Oil base? Before I'm getting distracted here. What was it? 245. This was actually only recently rebuilt. I went through this, did move to a full beacon. We actually reduced the number of pipes considerably by doing it this way. 8 little refinery modules that outputs, as before, lubricant and petroleum gas. You live above a grocery store, and when the truck unloads every morning at 7, rolling the carts into trailers, a lovely way to wake up. An urge to kill. Same thing again here also, so I'm producing the rocket fuel from a self-contained oil build, so it takes oil in and turns it all into rocket fuel, and there's 2 duplicates of it. Should I disconnect the robo networks? No. Oh well. And then hey, Bino Codex, thank you for the sub. 2 months in a row. Did you lose this sub streak? I'm sure you've been lot longer than that. Sounds sucky. It does. And plastic again is the same. The beeper is the worst, isn't it? First thing in the morning. Yeah, so so this is meant to be a belt-based base, but I'm using the traditional, your more sort of classic bot build for the oil. The overall goal is to try and use everything in the game. So primarily the base is made of belts, but I'm using some bot-based stuff over here just to sort of tick the box for everything else. It's been 2 months, but you've been gone so long I haven't had a chance to share. Oh, hey, another productivity. Hopefully soon I'll finally have some emotes, so you can finally make good use of them. Outside of the smelting and the oil base, that's very empty. Alarmingly empty. Most of the trains are out. Having said that, there's only, what, 3, 6, 7, 8 out of 20 copper outposts. Still not made emotes? No, I have a few people that I need to talk to, but I just haven't had time, unfortunately. Yeah, so green circuits is next. Oh yeah, we need to finish doing this up too with the splitter mechanics, just to tidy it up. But yeah, so that's 4 builds of the... So this is the old one from the old base, which there was 2 of them, and now it's 4 of them. So 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, to make the 68 belts total up here. Which seems to be running quite nicely into this monstrosity of a balancer. And there's the other one. Is it the same? Yeah. Oh yeah, I did fix it in the end. I wasn't undergrounded just for reasons way back. Yeah, so the 68 belts goes into the 14 belts of red circuits here, which is 10... 10? Or was it 20? I think it's 20 belts of green circuits and plastic. Supposed to finish the crazy stuff is going at work there. Yeah, more or less. The hard work's done. There's still a few little things going on. Hey, Fallen Sun, my auto host there. Fallen Sun's also back, actually. He's been exploring the frozen wastelands of Kanakistan. There's the speed modules. I'm trying to remember everything. It's been so long I can't remember where everything is now. Just fully beacon to speed the living hell out of them. Blue circuits, what, 4,000 something? 5,620. I actually left notes of how much each thing produces. 159,675, 31,000 red circuits, 2,900, which is just over a blue belt of speed ones. Most of the green circuits actually goes into the blue circuits here. You actually see, like, there is about 2/3, about there, 2/3 of the remainder that's not taken by everything else. So Tim's try that new game from the City Skyline people. I do want to get Surviving Mars going. That would be really good. It does look quite good. It's by the same developer as City Skylines and Tropico, actually. I think it's also published by the same people that published Tropico, whatever they're called. I can't think of the name. Hey Glacier Wolf, how's it going? It's good to be back. Yeah, and everything else comes along here. All belt-based, of course. Yeah, and after that we get into batteries, and for whatever reason I did that, even though I could have just done that. We won't get too far into that. Love to have a blueprint of the train controller. So I do want to publish it as soon as I Paradox. No, the publisher, they didn't publish Paradox published City Skylines, and who was the other? I just want a bow tie and mess with people. Yes, that is it. You know me. You know what I'm up to. Gears. That's where a lot of iron goes. I actually started using composite combinators to mark out everything. Hey, my video. Nice to see you back. Oh, it's so good to be back. I won 2,400 mining drills a minute. Turrets. Ammo. Engine. What the hell was that? Something just flashed up. Okay. A command prompt just flashed up, so I don't know what's going on. Can't see anything. Is there a way to join my game? Not really, unfortunately. This map doesn't multiplayer very well. Yeah, busy with work. Had to help finish a project that was late. Got it done just in time. It was like 30 minutes remaining, and we got it going. Just. Yeah, I made so, like, There's actually a lot of belts in here which don't actually go anywhere because they start sort of travelling along and then just stop. I'm trying to find an example of one, or I might have cleaned them up. There's generally a lot of iron plate belts that do that. I need to go through and redo all the belts at some point. Because I think I only need 104 plates worth of smelting now. I can actually get rid of 2, which would be good. Just look for the ones that aren't moving. I may have fixed it. I can't remember. Oh no, there we go. There's 2 there that don't go anywhere. Ah, it's doing it again. What do I do for a living? I actually do all sorts of interesting things. Usually project stuff, but not... I'm trying to think without giving away too much. Well, the thing that I just did is going to space. It's going to the space station. Only 102 belts. Yeah, only 102. I think it's 104 because it has to be divided by 8, divisible by 8. I'm actually probably not even close to a computer science. Because I can't program. The only reason I did the program is because it's basic and I know basic. Because base stuff uses basic. For reasons that we won't try and think about too closely. Plastic's good for a change, which makes me happy. Well, I can't remember what I was up to. Oh yeah, science here. Professional nerd, respect for that. Yeah, there's a whole lot of other things going on too. It's pretty basic. It's actually a pain because it this thing doesn't compile. It's macros out this instructions into assembler, and so it's an incredibly memory inefficient language. While I drink the coffee. So yeah, I think oh yeah, labs. So the 2 red belts, all of the packs go onto red belts here, and go into the labs all on red belts. Can't program, has train controller. Well, that's a bit different to programming. I can't even remember how many labs are here. It's a lot. So this thing is all fixed control logic. There's no real programming involved. There's no, like, this doesn't involve classes and pointers and polymorphism and this, if this, question mark, squiggly face, star, pound sign, somehow makes things work, you know, and all the syntax that C and C++ and all those use, which is completely incomprehensible by normal people. Now, I wasn't paying attention, and these trains got away from me. So I gotta summon them again. I are smart. So I get the logic blueprints. I actually still need to do update the blueprints that I said I was going to do ages ago. So I'll try and get onto that. As I said, I just haven't had a lot of time. Most of the time I was actually getting home at like 10 at night. What makes you not a programmer? So whenever I sit down and do program, the first thing I do is open up the browser and do a search on how to do like the most basic thing. I find I'm always looking up how to use if statements, switch statements, stuff like that. I suppose that doesn't separate me too much from a programmer, because programmers would normally do that anyway. It's not the syntax that gets you. It's a normal programmer. Stack Overflow, that's true. Let's get rid of that. Oh, 5.5. It's one minor, basically. One dot. It's down to a single dot. So where's your Stack Overflow open 24/7? More time spent in Stack Overflow than I did, than what do you expect? I think that what always confused me with stuff like C and C++ is there's no standard input-output interface like you would with something like, as much as I know, as much as a divisive it is as I'll say it BASIC, because I started off on BASIC and it was tightly integrated with its input-output methods were tightly integrated with the system. And it's something that doesn't really exist on C and C++. Oh, more so C++ than C. I know there's C out, but like if you look up at, I found when you look up a tutorial, like some will use it's stdio.h in C, isn't it? Something like that. It gives you printf and all that. Or is it sprintf? Which is another pain in itself. It's printf or sprintf or what was the other one there? Cprintf or something? But yeah, there's no like standard, like there's no like print and it just works. Well, and then there's also this, what is it, io.h in, or io for C out and C in C++. But I remember like a lot of tutorials they'd instantly go to, oh, train's in. They'd instantly go to like pulling in some library to say, oh, this isn't very good, so use this instead. It just muddies the water. Yeah. Let's pull up all these, don't need them. There we go. Leave printf alone. I think that's everything. Oh, not quite. Yeah, close enough. Get out of here. There's standard I/O, but C++ is entirely different, system specific. And that's the sort of thing that gets me. But then again, I'm used to, as I say, I started on BASIC, so I'm used to the things that it has, like moving beyond the print statement and the locate statement in Quick Basic, which I think that was in some of the others. I'd have to look it up again. I think that was on Commodore Basic. Hey Nick, how's it going? Yes, back. You're on the PvP event tomorrow as well, aren't you? Which is a reminder, the PvP event tomorrow, Clowntown, starting at 2 PM. That I totally forgot to put a automatic thingamawhatsit on. Nope, double tap. Whose team were you on actually? I've forgotten. This is when I drive out into traffic again. Yeah, Clowntown's really done a good job organising everything. It's very well organised. It's come together really well too. 8 teams. And there'll be no grumbling about rules or anything. I don't think anyone... If anyone's not clear on the rules, I'll be worried. It's their own fault. There we go. You'd never know there was a junction here. Hold it there. Shunny Jim. Hence the Reddit post. You should watch having parents get supper started for my sister's birthday. Ah. That thing. That'll do it. So after, what are we at, half hour, we've managed to demolish one outpost. One stone outpost. Where to next? It'll help if I turn that on, call 4. Off we go. I also finally finished editing down the one from January that we did with the Clowntown and I did with Colonel Will, Shred Guy, and Anti-Elites. So I want to do that as one of those Twitch premieres. I might do that overnight leading up to the current one. So if you see the channel go live in morning US time, it'll probably be that. I haven't decided on a time though. Where's my mining drill? There we go. 4 times the mining power. Left a train on manual. Whoops. There we go. Thank you. It's nice to... As cute as this system is, it's nice to see it go at the same time. The number of signals it needed was starting to get really ridiculous. Okay, everyone was all over the train there. How about I add a thingy for that? Let's have a look at Nightbot. It's a wild mojo. It is. Hello. What's next? Ugh. That poor bot travelage was really depleted. Why are the trash outposts showing red? Oh. Oh dear. It's happened again. This junction's another one of those ones that needs a slip lane type thing. Is the problem with putting junctions too close together as well. Doing it all wrong, yes. Very well then. At least I can... Fun biddy. Now first. Yeah, first for the month. Actually, I wonder... Oh, there's a train there. If I get a bit of a run up... How about now? It's still there. I can't quite. Wonder if this train can. I was just thinking, in theory, if I get it back far enough, I might be able to... No, I can't. Might be able to get it to go the other direction. It's this stupid little train, actually. This is the one that was manual earlier, that I left on the track. Maybe, with a bit of luck, it'll go round the other way. If I stop that, it might. Because then it'll see this train in the way and be like, nope, see ya. There it goes. There's a bit of room to move this one. Let's do the same here. It's just a little love tap, it's fine. Hey Lava Monster, how's it going? Go, 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 go round, go round, go round, go round, go round, go round. You're the worst. One job. One job to go round, and it won't go round. Probably can't path round. Oh, that's why. Here we go. The productivity. Nearly at 400. Finally home. Laying a long week. Oh. It's actually been so hot as well. Even though it's only... Well... It's actually not been that bad for March. I have to do it again. Did not fix it? Not really, no. As long as it clears it. I was actually thinking about this earlier. What I really should do is move this track so that it comes along here, and then it'll encourage more trains to avoid here. It still technically isn't fixed. It really needs the mainline type section. See, this train can actually get into where it wants to go. Temps to start to calm down a little. Got a storm. Oh yeah, that's right. You got the crazy snowstorm too, don't you? Will you go in? Yes. Yes, you will. Where did I leave the... Yeah. Him. Oopsie. Free junk for all. If I rotate that so it's horizontal and just come straight across, And the down. It would have finally constrain the base. Contain and constrain. You could have all the oil fields here. That could become more vertical. I should get rid of that too. That doesn't do anything anymore. It used to be a shuttle to get to the far end of the walls. See if there's anything else that needs tuning up this way. Not really. I'm sort of just riding the clock to just bump the right click there, riding down the clock just to hurry up and clean up these outposts, which appears to be done. Alright, what about you? Probably need to visit that. I'll change that over to coal. That'll be all good. Alright. Wasn't part of the East Coast the other day. Thankful a few of your D&D buddies were caught in it. I probably shouldn't have run that sentence together, because that doesn't make a lot of saying thankfully a D&D buddies got caught in it. That's not real. It's sort of the opposite of what you want. Living in this whole peak in the middle of the desert. That's thinking about it. Is there a smart and easy way to build a universal ore outpost? Yeah. So the way I would do it would be to have a fixed number of requester chests for each ore. So you have a requester chest, request 1. Depends. Actually, let me think about that. So if you had a single row of chests, some like 2 would do iron, 2 would do copper, 2 would do stone, something like that. And then if you need a coal... Oh yeah, and priority splitters is another way. I'm thinking of a bot-based one. Priority splitters, you could split up per way. You could separate... As far as loading goes, you could separate per wagon, but yeah, the unloading, the priority splitters or bot network could separate it out. But yeah, I could easily 2 for copper, 2 for iron, 1 for coal, 1 for stone. Oh yeah, there you go. Name the station the same. Feels. You're not wrong there. Alright. Where the hell am I going? Well, I set this thing iron 5. Oh, the station formerly known as iron 5. I'm gonna have a 2 chest setup. That's what my blueprints do, was use as a constant combinator to set what the outpost is. But for these loaders, I can't do that because I need to, because you can either read contents or write write the request. You can't do both. So you can read or write, but not both. Now, let's pause you. Need to pick that up and replace it so as not to upset the trains. It would need a lot of extra logic in the game to handle it. I actually don't have the right tools on me for doing this. I need the outpost train, not the trash train. I just go straight to putting the 4 in the center. Get a few roboports on it. I don't need that many. Fortunately. Nope, you're not connected. Now you are, now you are. Uh-oh. Oh boy. There you go. I forgot I did that. I wasn't tapping shift. If you want to... Sorry, I need to catch up. If you want to read the contents, set the request chests. Oh, the feedback loop, already got that. Read from steel chest, set request. The UPS shouldn't be too bad. It's the inserters that burn the UPS though. Seeing as though that train's coming, so I might as well give it something to take. A few bots here. You get out of here before you steal all the coal. What I'll do instead is summon you to what is now Looter. Yeah, it'd be something more like what I had here, yeah, which can get quite laggy. Yeah. I need to extend this out to 282, and I put all that effort into the 242. Oh. Future me problem. I actually had the same thought there as well, like read from one wire, like you tell it which wire to read from and write from, but I don't think the circuit network can actually do that. Like I don't think it's possible, I don't think it's written in. Oh. So which one is it? There we go. That'll make that train happy. Stop jamming up the damn train. Is that that? Oh no, it's a trash train. Yeah, there's this steel chest combination that lets the... it turns on the train stop whenever these are not empty. So it makes the train very unhappy if I fill it and then let the thing fill then empty and then remove its contents. The train gets jammed. It needs an excuse to come here no matter what. There we go. Now it's really mining. Yeah, have some more bots while you're at it. Hey Jambo, how's it going? Finally streamed. Yeah, I didn't even... It reminds me, I didn't actually get to go last weekend. I had the thing going, I should have said something too. Alright, you're sequencing through all of them. Iron 12. go. Just went to the kitchen to get food and you sandwich on the way home. It's on the desk next to you. How many megawatts? Good question. It's probably about 12, no, 18. We're all the way up to 18, so... I'm actually pulling into the imaginary steam reserve here. So I do need to build more nuclear. It's the imaginary steam reserve because the steam can't actually run. That would be so painfully slow if I did that. There we go. Already forgot it got beer, now it got 2 beer. See, if anything, there's no foreseeable drawbacks to that situation. If you're so inclined with beer. Especially if you're big wick. One for each hand. Off you go. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Make sure to get rid of the train stop before they start coming back. It does mean that the coal trains are going to do, that come here, are going to do laps of the map. Which isn't necessarily a good thing. Oh, that reminds me, there's a thingy down here, a little solar thingy, which needs to go. Yeah, multiple electric networks are really bad. You want one single electric network. There we go, got infantry room again. Blah. Strength more. Will there be an ME4? I still need to update the one that I've got. Because it's got the, that's a version that's not actually supposed to exist. There it is. So it doesn't even have a radar anymore. The radar was eaten a long time ago. So how's it going, Wrecker? Bleep. Blop. Blop. I still haven't, oh, I've forgotten who did it. Who updated all the chests. Completely gone blank. Sorry. I've forgotten who you are. Good sir. Did the job, ticking all those requested chest boxes. I need to go down there next. That could have been dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, I am manual driving right now. Yeah. I believe I'm being chased. I think I'm okay. I think I can. I know I saw a yellow signal then. Where the hell am I going? Intersection incoming. So no coal train is fine. The mining productivity's done. There we go. I think I'm in the clear now. Been modding, making modded ME. Did my thing contain... I think I kept forgetting to put the blank one in so that people could actually make their own. The last blueprint was always meant to be a thingy, which I can't do two things at once. It was a blank one so you could just fill in what you needed. Yeah, get out of there. Oh, victory pole. There we go. Hey, made it in. How's it going? I'm back. Having said that, it is easy enough to make a new one, a blank one. Just take something like inserters, just clear it out. Well, got a big old hole in here. There it is. What are you in there? It's a random substation. Okay. Now double stacking. Did the double stack of the inserter one and cleared out the stuff. Ah, okay. A template one is only a half. Because it's sort of centered around using half builds. Ah, the victory pole. I'm gonna run into more radars and crap down here too. Suppose I could pre-clear, that would make sense. It's a reasonable thing to do. Am I actually off by? No, I'm not. Because it does continue down here. It's too bad you can't blueprint outside of radar range anymore. That was fun while that lasted. Good times. So keep this solar thing busy for a while. We'll keep the supply train busy as well. It's probably already rolling around. It's already gone actually. Where is it? Ah, it's coming now. Interesting. Oh, there it is. It's automatically delivering solar, so it's set to maintain a certain number of solder and accumulators and substations and stuff. And so whenever it falls below, this thing will just bring more. That's how it works. As it stands, it doesn't know to automatically request more by what's stamped. You need a mod for that, but as long as you maintain like 500 of each, then it'll always just keep bringing 500 of each. Up to 500, because it probably can't. I should change these to stack inserters. At the same time, stack inserters do tend to jam up. Because stack inserters can only filter one item at a time, whereas fast inserters can filter 5 items at a time. Zeno, how's it going? Welcome everybody. Been so long since I've been on as well. I take it Zeno Cyber was doing a C block speedrun. I think you've been doing that a lot lately. I don't normally get to catch them though, unfortunately. Doing well? Wonderful. I'm doing done entangled in my headphone wires again. Currently just expanding, keep the Factorio fun going. I certainly will. I'm just currently just stretching out the solder, making it a full, filling in all the little gaps that were down in there on the base, and generally just outposting as is the case with late game Factorio. The C block race, air quote rates, rates. There we go. Move on to water now. What's this thing up to? 3 and 3. Did I? There's a tweak I need to make to this. I think this has it, where I made it so that it divides into fifths instead of quarters. What do you mean by race? It's probably the loosest definition of whoever can do it the fastest, I imagine. Do I want to get rid of that? I'm very tempted to go down there, but I really shouldn't at the same time. At the same time, I do... Also, at the same time, I want to make this straight. My UPS is very high. Oh. That's a copper problem. I think it's copper outposting time, but judging by that. Get to the copper. Get to the copper! It'd be rude not to make that assertion. Get to the copper! I can't do the Austrian accent. Seen a little. Guess whoever has the best time at goal wins. Yeah, makes sense. Either way, blame Auntie. It's Auntie's fault, isn't it? Nom 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 nom. Eat that track. You can, so you're yelling it now just past midnight. Blame Auntie. Oh dear. Oh. How the hell am I going to do this? Seems like an issue. Bye, bots. It's one way. Wonder where they're going. Oh, up there. It's probably in my best interest to send them up there. Hey, Sam Melander with the auto host there. And Shred Guy with the auto host. So they just find, yeah, they just look for the closest network. Should actually get some shout outs for everyone there. Yeah, there's the channels, and also a Shred Guy. All well worth watching. Whenever I'm offline. Didn't know I had an SO command? I've had it for a few months now. How much is left? 3 stacks. I actually... Yep, clattering. I actually had started making a few for specific people. It's like there's an FSG command. There you go. There's that one as well. Yeah, I started making specific commands and then I was like, this is effort, I'll just make a shout out command instead. Alrighty. That's that cleared up. I did want to keep this track here to collect the uranium. Where's my rude biker command? That's enough. Close friends getting the custom. Yeah. I'm thinking about keeping the custom ones I already did. The problem with custom ones is you've got to remember them. That's the biggest problem. So I want to go call 4 next. Actually, I want to go back to base first to unload. How much solar I got now? 2.4. Alright. Gotta back it up. I think there's a Shred Guy one, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, on the train, let's have a look. I did open it up. Alright, custom commands. Filter. I think I got rid of the other ones. Ad Crash Zenith is still there. While we're at it. Let's have a quick splunk over to Clown Town. Ah, his bot's off. Let's see. Hey, Angie! How's it going? There we go. Let's try that on. It's a bit crude, but it does the job. Right, that's still auto trashing. I was wondering why I was going spazzing out. I don't think I need gates anymore. Don't need that anymore. Or that. I'm carrying around like 2 stacks of bots on Colonel Will's map. So I was getting confused. Look at the full complement of those. Ah, he is back. Alright, why is there no circuits in the network? There is circuits in the network. Or are they delivering it? I don't know. Hey, Legend Mama, how's it going? If you have to return on the one day, you get a cold. Ah. Hey, there it is. The Nightbot timer. I think I covered everything. Let's get back onto you. I can actually put my my time on there. Yeah, because for me it's Sunday, not Saturday. Should be CST. I have no idea. Yeah, I'll fix that. Soon schedule lives. I was waiting patiently last Friday. Yeah, I couldn't get on last week, unfortunately. What was it? CST? So, PvP event on the 10th starting 2 PM CST. Two PM is Denver time. Ah, yeah. Central Standard Time. Yeah, it's painfully early. Alright, let's try that. After 15 minutes. Okay. I've forgotten what I was doing. Yeah, Denver's Mountain Time, MDT, isn't it? Still got another 21 hours. I set my scheduler thing for when the event starts, so I might be on before then. Yeah, so if you're ever confused, my thing down below says when it starts. But that's not necessarily when. I might be on like 15 minutes beforehand, so make sure to keep an eye on my channel and Clowntown's channel. We'll need to set up a multi-stream link too. $2 PM CST for the start, yeah. Because that's Clowntown's time. Hey, we're back up again. I'm going to assume that steel is still a bit sad. It is. It's always sad. It's getting to the point where I'm starting to think I might need longer trains again. I'm wondering about 416.4 or something. That starts to get quite messy. Quite messy. I don't even know how I'd do that. You made a flyer with all the info. Oh yeah, you sent me that, didn't you? Can't believe I got distracted and forgot about it. 21k now, you're 299. Cries tears of steel. I do. So I'm kind of really just sort of riding, just waiting for... Oh, I can tear up coal 3. Just sort of, yeah, just sort of waiting for the last of the call outpost to go. Take the back strain this time. It's, where's the time now? 10:20. It's, what, 21 hours from now? Something like that. It's only daylight saves because sun refuses to rise before 6 AM. I take it you live around near the equator then? because daylight savings makes a huge difference where I am. Daylight savings is the difference between the sun coming up at 5 AM and the sun coming up at 3:30 AM. There's a brief period in, was it November? About November, where the sun sets at about 9 PM, edging on 10, and then rises again about 4:30 in the morning. Time is relative. I thought it was to maximize time on the golf course. No, you're not supposed to go there. Nibble, nibble, nibble. I'm just nibbling away at the track. Nibble, 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 nibble. Who do I think will come second in the production challenge? Don't know, actually. I'm really not sure who's gonna win. I think Anti, if he can get the defenses going, he'll probably win. But he does understand defending himself pretty well. Yeah. Team not Anti has 4 speedrunners. I thought Rain was on Anti's team. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Let's make them less unhappy to be alive. There we go. Yeah. Expect Fred to take full advantage. Oh yeah. Eh? Train. Eh, train, train, train. Train, 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 train. Get out of here. I finally cleared that stupid thing, just because I wanted to keep that for some reason. Finally cleared the thing telling me that it's missing stuff. Not Anti... Oh. I must have missed the latest developments. Anti and Rant definitely have... It's what the 3RA guys do. It'll be the decider. Because they can chip away pretty early on. Because in theory you can win by conquest still. And if there's no one else to compete with, then you win by default. That's actually the sort of strategy I expect Shred Guy to do. He'll get a bit of the base of production going and then go full offensive. And she has a spreadsheet of the teams. I believe there's 8 teams now, isn't there? Ah, I need to go up there. Up there. I need to move this thing now. Well, I say now, and I really don't want to. Oh, hello. The Dingadonger. From a past event, I remember, yeah, we had a... I missed that. What, starter base? Is that the paste bin? Let's see. I'm so out of practice. Okay. I'm gonna need some clear space. I try not to walk in front of a train. Actually. I think I've seen this before somewhere. Very self... 3-hour prep and 1-hour killing. Yeah, that was what the old one was. This one, I think there's no base restriction. And I think there's only a minimal starting area exclusion time. Oh, no PvPs from 0. Interesting, it's got filtered coal there. Base exclusion till 60 minutes, yeah. Processing units to 1. Lily Rose made it. Okay. I've seen a few of these kinds of variations. It's got miners integrated. So it's obviously... So it suggests that it's for a seeded map. I find it interesting because it's a lot smaller than... Like, it looks like it's made for a speedrun. But it's a lot smaller than what, like, Anti'd do. That's where I'm rather confused. I think that's meant to be coal coming in there. There it is, the timer again. Okay. It's copper. Oh, I see, it's part of a cell-based thing. Goal is just to science slow wall, yeah, it's a self-contained science thing. One singular, probably the one singular processing unit assembler is the concern there for me. It'll do like you'd be doing high-tech science very slowly. Hey! Thank you for the resub there. 2 months in a row. Which I'm also pretty sure you had a longer streak. And Spellmaster, how's it going? Hopefully this month you'll be able to get some emos going. How did I... So it slips on an angle and the spacing's just enough. There's all the StarCraft 2 stuff again. You are good? You is good? Wonderful. It actually splits into 2 halves. Who did this? I can't remember. It was, I keep wanting to say, Blooper did it. This perfect system's gonna lose. It's because we get hungry halfway through. You can't drive a tank and eat a sandwich at the same time, you know. I'll... Yep, he's not getting anything done now. I don't know what the R6 stuff is, either. How much does Snickers pay for that? I wonder if it's permanent or a short time thing like the StarCraft one. Because I think there's a StarCraft event going on, that's why it's there. Now, where was I going next? 20th anniversary, that's it, yep. I should actually dig out Brood War. But like, as I've said this before, like I can't really do StarCraft anymore. I've just done too much of it. And I don't have the skill for RTS like I used to. I've totally forgotten what I was doing right now. I was cleaning up outposts. I keep seeing these... They're all loading. Also bought the remastered for the pixels. Am I here or a replica? You know what I could do is, as soon as I finish, set up a rerun, and then you'll really be confused. As soon as I finish, I'll just set this to rerun. So far. Speaking of VODs, how's that VOD squad doing? My notifications has been a little dry on VOD squad notifications lately. Everyone say hi to NG. VOD squad, get all around it. Want to get a car to move through the base? Yeah, about that. I actually want to touch up this one. So your 1/4 goes to there. And then multiplied by 2 goes to there. It takes that plus that, puts it there. And then it just takes this original again to get 4/4. A little dry in the streaming. I've been doing a lot of work, real world work lately. It's been taking all my time. It's finally clear. Yeah, that's it. I've totally been working on emotes. and sub badges and rank badges and cheer badges and mushrooms and there's a snake as well. Ooh, I think it's done. Yeah, it's done. Do I use multiplexing for outpost identifiers? Effectively, yes, because it steps through each outpost one through to 20, one by one, and each gets a go calculating out what it needs. That outpost is a little dry. We don't have pack trains, you've got Ubers. Oh dear. Sure. I'm very much tempted to do the full railroad rework. Mr. Bacchus, 500 biddies, biddly bits, cheer badges. Oh, now you're encouraging it. I haven't even thought about cheer badges. Multiplexing the train controller identifiers, currently using unique signals for TD. Yeah, it is. It took me quite a long time to figure out the current system I have. A lot of iteration. That'll be copper again. So where do you go? That's just turrets, eh? Remember I put that in last time I was on. Let's go back over there. In theory, you shouldn't need balances because you balance the trains instead of... You balance the unload instead of the trains, but it doesn't really work like that. The way it should. I kind of want to run down all the outposts and start over again. Tired, can't word things right. What else? 700k. What's in my power armor? The standard 6 legs, 2 of these, 2 of them, 2 of them, and 1 each of those. I liked having 1 shield just to have at least some insulation. Sometimes I'll carry around extra roboports and an extra fusion reactor. Totally stealing a 2-station merge. Well, I'm pretty sure Blooper did it originally, so go on ahead. And face his wrath for stealing his idea. It's actually the downside too, you see it's sort of a bit juddery, because it's, it can't maintain the throughput right the way through. Oop, getting a tickle of something new. Open source, right? Just have to give attribution. It's funny, the open source thing, the attribution is entirely voluntary. That's really annoying. I really want to fix that. Alright, I'm going to go fix circuits, even though I really shouldn't. I say shouldn't because there's so many other things I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just avoiding doing actual things. Factorio gear icon's pretty close to the open source hardware. It is, actually. But it's not like anyone's going to do anything about it. before I do that, alright. Oh. Oh. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be difficult. What is open source hardware? That's an excellent question. Well, I can't actually remember when the whole open source hardware movement, I think Raspberry Pi... No, it isn't actually. Raspberry Pi's not counted on that. It's, I think Arduino, basically pioneered that. Yeah, open source hardware is when all the design files to build the product is available. It's just like the software one, only instead of making source code available, you're making the entire... what's it available? The hardware designs. I think it was Sony. The Sony Bravias are actually technically open source. I'm one too long. I've gone long by one. Doesn't seem right though. 2, 4, 5. I think it pokes out too far actually. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Bravia TVs, they use open source, but they only... The source that they make available is just the source code that they used. There's no obligation for them to publish their changes to it. So 2 inserters there, and then 2 inserters here. Okay. Really thought Bravia had been a product line since well before. It's because the operating system is Linux based, I think. They've been doing that since like 2010, thereabouts. Can you name one? Could you name all of this sign outpost stations the same? You can, but it doesn't scale. Which is why I'm getting rid of... Hey, Jimmy John. Ooh, rain. Got an emote now. Yeah. There we go. Why doesn't it scale? So the trains tend to hunt around in packs, and the bigger the network gets, the more difficult it is for them to search for different stations. Because they tend to hunt around in like a group of 5. The coal trains I have running on that same system, and there's a coal outpost over here that they wouldn't go to at all because it was too far away from these. And so they'd always hang around here. And then there was actually one down here and they'd always go to that one first. So they'd always go to the closest one first and then start bouncing out. And as the system gets bigger and bigger, it gets harder and harder to get them to go to the stations further out. Rain has 2 emotes. Ah, he's got the higher tiers, because an affiliate can have up to 3. Alright, let's deconstruct all that. Hey Gingy, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Could have a red belt emote. It's something that I have experimented with because the oil trains are still actually running that same system. In a bit of a pickle and playing co-op with a friend, but his designs are bad. Yeah, I should tell him his designs are bad and he should feel bad. It's bad you aren't allowed animated emotes. The bit cheer emotes can be animated. So yeah, these all go to oil pickup test. But the oil trains, because they're fixed... In fact, that train there is probably going to go right there. Nope, it's not. Might actually be possible for it to go there, come to think of it. Oh no, I'm wrong. But yeah, see how there's one here, and then this one's queued up behind it. And eventually... Oh, it's off anyway. Yeah, it's going to reverse out and then search for the next one. Which happens to be... I'm going to hazard a guess, it's going to try and come back down here. Twitch me not me. Twitch does moderate all of the emotes when they're submitted. Yeah, so see how these are just hunting around constantly. Because like when these trains left, this station was open, and now that it's closed, they have to come in, wait there 5 seconds to recalculate. They have to wait at the chain signal to recalculate. What's the benefits of the beacons around? You need less assemblers and less machines overall around it. Less space. The faster an assembly machine is, generally the better. 8-8 beacon, what they call 8-8 beacons, which is 4 beacons on top, 4 beacons underneath, to make 8 total. Yeah, so see this train's now lost out again because this one's... Oh, yeah, the train's already full, so it'll get in anyway. But yeah, so that's what happens. And there's nothing... You can't get around it. There's no trickery you can do, it'll always happen. Beacons are more UPS friendly. Yeah. Beacons are a small consumption of UPS compared to having lots of assembly machines. Less inserters overall, less assembly machines overall, less build overall, just less active entities overall. can do lots of things with mods. I made a mod that makes you instantly win the game as soon as you start. It's called Cannot Lose. I think a few people have done that actually. Yeah, that's what's leading into where full beaconing is a disadvantage because it gets to the point where the inserters can't keep up. Huh, that actually picked up the opposite side. How about that? Okay. Oh, speaking of... Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that to all of them. Ugh. Oh, mass rebuilding. Have you seen the new ranching update? I have. I might hold off until the update comes out. I don't know if I want to start a new colony or not though. Having said that, I might have to, just because the current one I don't think will last much longer. It's got heat problems. So fix array indices. Oh yeah, Lua has a weird array index method, doesn't it? It just does its own thing. Just to mess with everyone. Lua starts at 1, yeah. That's the one. Ha. 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 Oh, you're meant to do that. I want to restart for the sweet new guys as liquid metals. Oh, I hadn't seen that. They're finally putting the liquid metals in. That means all the stuff that's been in the game forever, like Mercury, is finally going to have a use. What do liquid metals do? Don't know yet. I've never actually really done much in the way of experimentation with high temperatures and like hydrogen bubblers and such. The trouble is it's getting so hard. It's too hard to get to a stable late game stage where you can actually do it. That's a pain. It's one thing I don't like about the game. Stable late game's too difficult to get into. Oh, I'm one too high. try and be consistent. There we go. Reroll. Too many drugs by the sound of it. You're in the wrong place too. Now taming animal. Oh my god, this takes too long. I needed more inventory space. Like, plastic is such a late game item. It's, that's what I mean by it's too hard to get into late game. So it's just not viable to do a lot of stuff. That's where the game falls over. Yeah, just random tap of the wrong button there. Could put blueprints in the library, I could. Then again, I'm already using it. It does eat game time usage though, the blueprint library. An alarming amount of game time usage. I think I blueprinted the wrong one. Oh well. Faces on the drones are amazing. Planet Base. I vaguely remember that game. I didn't get into it though. Also, isn't the what's it called? Isn't Disney game? I can't think of it now. One of the superhero ones. Really popular at the end of last year. Damn it. Oh well. See how important it is. Okay. Okay, this one spreads out. I'm concentrating now, so I'm all quiet. Too much headaching. I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. I should have caught it the first time. I don't know why I didn't. 2, 3, there. There, and done. And up you go. I actually really do wish there was a way to do this a bit more efficiently. I don't think there is. Starting to get awful politicky of there too. Take it back to 4chan, yeah. Or Tumblr. There's a few of those on Imajar earlier. Imajar. Doop doop. Don't do that one yet. Apparently. Ah, that doesn't go there because it's up there. Just let that go. It seems like this thing's a little bit backed up. Oh no, it's running. Yeah, that one's a little blockaded. Same with that one. I feel like I'm missing... Oh, they are running, having said that. Eh. Poor thing. Why are all the splitters instead of a balancer at the top? Because there's like 3 times as many of these individual as there is single balancer. 398. It's almost time for the next bot speed. It also occurred to me I could just do this. I copied one and I could actually just copy the whole lot. Now I can clog the whole network. There we go. Straighten out these. In theory, this might actually get rid of the balancer again. Trouble is, theory and practice are two completely different things. Because in theory, this never needed a balancer in the first place. But that turned out not to be true at all. That was possible craft for lazy bastard. Oh, I can't remember now. Yeah. Excelia, hey, how's it going? How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good right now. How about yourself? Could totally go with Snickers though. Couldn't you go with Snickers? Oh, better pull up these. Oh, hello, Clowntown. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. See some of that clown hype. See you later. Mr. Clowntown. Looking forward to Snickers hype. Interesting, it didn't quite... it's run together, that's why. So what are the rules? I'll go over them in the Reddit post. Can't vote for the announcers, they're the real winners. We're not competing. Production and PvP, so you can win by PvP as well. So you can either outproduce or dominate, or a mix of both. Does that make sensibles? Yes, that's the final one for that. I think it does, yeah. Needs combat robotics. It'll work better. The fundamental flaw is, I've said this before, the cost to battle is too high. Like, setting up a production chain takes way too much effort to make it viable. That's not right. There we go. Like, setting up an oil chain is just so big and unwieldy to make rockets. It's too, like, it's unmaintainable. And then as soon as someone attacks and destroys it, it's game over, because you're never going to build it again in time. I think I got that. That passes through. we move on to the next one. Did it again. How did it work for that many players? Oh. Even the biter wave defense thing lost its edge pretty quick. For those that remember when that was briefly popular. One, two, three. And... why isn't that in line? Oh, I see why. There we go. What are we talking about? A defense game? So the what's it called? Wave defense. We defend against waves of biters. It was fairly short-lived. Like the other one did last longer, but it's pretty much gone now too. The team production challenge. Yep, PvP from the start. No weird rules. Weird and stupid rules. Factorio game. Yeah, Factorio is an actual scenario that comes with it. Speaking of the Albions, I have been thinking about jumping back into that. There is some updates coming soon for that too. It's been way too long since I played that. There's also the Frontier scenario with kind of Will coming soon. That should be interesting. Resource grind will be real on that one. Boons is dependent on map spawn. Yeah, if you want to do the 320, I think the 500% fourth map, that is the case, but the second and third one, I think you can get away with it unless you're doing no pause stuff from memory. I might be remembering wrong though. The third map is really easy compared to the others. Test might turn around, but currently there's just one strategy in the Billions. Yeah, that's the problem I hit, was the replayability of that game is pretty low. Some stuff's supposed to be coming for Empires the Undergrowth soon too. Underground's the wrong way? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. So plan to share with everyone. I mean, do you mean the frontier scenario? Oh, they're spaced out wrong. Because the frontier scenario is going to be shared once they start playing. Trash that. So now I've got to do all the damn inputs. Huh, that one actually lines up. I think all the copper ones do line up already. Come to think of it. Just this iron, that's the problem. Just underground the top part. Yeah, that's the spillover. I was going to do a special, because I've got to move this down anyway. I might relocate that to there. It takes the spill. Just readjust that. Yep. Oh. I'm all out. Probably just make it, just go straight. Maybe not. Problem with Predguy playing pitch, but a lot of people confused, couldn't handle the biter hordes. They always did build it very inefficiently too. Like the Shredguy crew. Or like whenever I see it, they're always just got huge, like in 15, huge long belt chains, which are not great for UPS. Which certainly doesn't help. But having said that, the biter stuff does really eat CPU time. There's a few gaps in that. I think it might be okay. Alright, now I need to connect the iron. Then I can duplicate the whole thing. While I'm at it, I don't want kills, I want map. I'm still at 3/4 demand. Ooh, stone's actually running. Who remembers unit spamming maps in Warcraft 3? I remember the older games like that where you could confuse the AI. Because if you time the hits just right, they would target whoever hit them last, and so you get them to hit them, so they start swinging to hit the first person, then hit them again, and they'd spin to the next one, resetting the attack animation, and you could, if you timed it right, you could get them stuck, never actually attacking. Too much micromanagement to do that kind of thing, though. Although it was amusing sometimes. I don't think that's actually running. A lot of these trains are just circling around for no reason. I never really played multiplayer Warcraft 3. It's one that I never really massively got into. I only got into the tower defense, actually. Dang it. I'm going to do this properly and move that out of the way. Oop, you're facing the wrong way. There we go. That's just how they found out Dota. I never actually finished the expansion. Last one, isn't it? No, second last. Windows Blue, that shouldn't do that, you know. That's indicating something much worse, because as long as a game's DirectX, Frozen Throne, yeah. As long as it's DirectX, at least DirectX 5, it should just run straight on any version of Windows. If it's blue screening, something's seriously wrong. This one is next. How do I deal with that? By moving it, probably. Remember there was a map which was a tank battle as well in Warcraft 3. Problem was that I can't handle two screens, so I just disabled the second screen. I think you're right with the hair splitting parts. Because the same concepts were in StarCraft as well. I sort of kind of remember similar maps going in Brood War, but it's way too long ago for me now to really remember it properly. I don't think I ever finished Brood War, actually. I can't remember. I always played custom maps. Ah, very well. Whereabouts was it? Next to. It's like there. Doesn't look right though. Map from StarCraft mod was Warcraft 3. Yep. Same guys made League of Legends. Oh, there you go. It's basically just the same people making it in different, modding it into different games, effectively. I'm just making sure they're the same height it is. There we go. Everyone's yelling at me. Doing it all wrong. I got it. There we go. It's looking a bit healthier now. Be nice to see if I can get rid of this big balance, the main balancer. Although it does need to fan out. So I will need something. Off to bed. Alright, see you later, Witcher. Just checking up on if Will was on. It's the eternal question, will he be on? Will be on. I had a feeling it snuck through there. That'll make that happy. How many belts of copper does it take to run this beast? That is a good question, yes. 56. Pretty late for him to start if he's not already on. It is, yeah, I don't think he... And didn't it... he didn't respond to... who was it? Hang on, I got this. Asked if who was going to be on. How long will I be on for? Probably another half hour or so. What's the time? Yeah, it's going to have to be half hour. Went right through there, eh? I'm fairly certain one of these I did move. Bucket 78, thank you for the follow there. Blip bloop. I'm getting nothing done right now. I don't really need that anyway. Currently playing. I don't actually have a any song command stuff. Turned it all off. But it is Botany Unleashed. One of these backwards. There it is. Hey, Fighting Monster! Not just Fighting Monster, but Fighting Monster number 2. I am playing Factorio, finally! It's been ages. Actually, it's not that finally. I haven't been away from it that long. The song playing, yeah, that was Botany Unleashed. Do a stream with Nickelback music. Say that. I do have other tracks on here, you know. Uh-oh, I lost my thingy. Nope, still can't find it. There it is. Got my windows back. My layers and layers of windows. That would be treason. Well, what it could do is just play all of them at once at the same time. That's enough of that. And that's more or less why song requests I don't have. Okay. Okay, just steers down. Hooray! I made it. Every note coerced to be C. Yes, they do get the VODs muted. And I can't put them on YouTube then. No one watches VODs except for the people that constantly bombard me with messages of where's the old streams of this space. Can you please upload the version of this, the past VODs of this playthrough? Oh yes, and all of the notifications I get from VOD Squad. And now is actually a good time for VOD Squad to unite. Oh, VOD Squad, shout out VOD Squad, unite now. If you're watching on the VOD. Do it, you must. So... Interesting. Why is there a bit of gappage there? Because you're not getting any iron. See. I see, said the blind man who couldn't see at all. There is chat on old videos. That's why we keep saying it. It is one of those. Thought so. Where I do that. And then everyone gets confused because I do that. There's been chat on old videos and VODs for a long time. Yeah, there's been full chat replay and then the ability to do new chat on VODs for quite a while. Oh, hello. It's another one. All of these have been affected. Chat is the main reason why you would come to a stream, though. It's That's the one thing you lose with the VODs is the interaction. The dynamic interaction. Yes, actually, you're right there. What are all these belts doing? Oh my god. Ah. In theory, this actually works the way it should again, because of the compression changes. Why is that backwards? Might have tapped it randomly. There we go. There's a lot of streamers that do, are like that. Made a mistake in asking VOD Squad to leave a message here. Should I do that on Colonel Will's channel? That all seems to be good now. Hey, that boy, not so slim. There is a few people that I only ever see in the VODs that very rarely appear in chat, just because of the timing difference. How was this doing? Probably just barely holding on. Yeah. Mainly VOD, yeah. When the daylight savings kicks in, we'll see what happens. I think that should be coming soon. Next month. Because that means, when the daylight savings comes, that means the early morning US time becomes viable again. Can't do it currently, unfortunately. It's like 4 AM in Central US time. Or is it Eastern time? Western time. Now... Why do I stream 10 AM on weekdays? Target market. I can make it friendly for... I could make it 8 PM local, but the target market is quite a lot smaller. That and the majority of the original audience was US / Europe. Now... Just thinking. Don't want to think too hard now. That's what I want. What time is it now? It's 11:40 AM. There's a few reasons why I don't hang around other Australian streamers that much. As well. May or may not be related. Let's multiply by 2, so you're 2/5. That out. That in. So that's gone quiet. Okay. So it's midday, yes. Just watch RuneScape streamers and clips. I don't know if I want to. There are other Aussie streamers, like occasionally Zenith will do something, and there's also Zero Sum. Zero Sum's well worth checking out. Hey, cardboard box. Quick, slash it open. Slash open the cardboard box. Here it's 1:42 AM. Oops, you need that there. Access to what I can do. So I'll inject a dud signal. Well, what I hope is dud. If my abilities are, yeah, so 20, so it's 2/5. You should be 0, so 3/5. 4/5, 5/5. That goes there. I'll go 50. So was I doing this base again? What was I doing? Yeah. Sounds about right. It's this game, isn't it? By 2... Up 60. $50. I think it needs the one before it. 30? No. Ah, because I'm duplicating that. 40, there we go. So 20, 30, 40, 50. Hey Adam, how's it going? Oh, you changed your name. The high school teacher got into Diablo. Can't believe RuneScape still exists. I'm kind of surprised that too. But then again, like, once a Doom player, always a Doom player for me. So this will now send out trains 1.2 out of 3.3. What? Yeah, that's better. 900 out of 1.7. It should. One. Yeah, it's blocking one. Okay. Not bad. What do you mean ban evade? If Hoffney changed his name, his Twitch name, because it became available, he's not ban evading. So what am I making? Thing that sends the trains when there's less than X items. It sends trains depending on how much is available in the unload. So the less is in the unload, the more trains it sends. So it's sending all of the iron trains right now. Or it allows up to all of the iron trains. So this means it will send up to 4 trains but it won't necessarily send 4 trains. If any stage, so like copper wants up to 3 trains, but there's like this one only has 2 available, so as it works out with this system, it'll only send 1, but it won't send the full amount. Combinators. Yes. So yeah, so this is the overall, the global restriction, and then it sends up to how much is waiting. How many train loads are waiting. Now hopefully that little tweak will mean that a little bit more will come into here, because it'll hold it. It'll want to push a little bit more in. Giggity. As soon as the trains decide to wake up. But as always, there's probably a lack of steel. As always. Because there's... probably, if anything, not enough iron trains. Speaking of, what are you? 12. There we go. Yep, it's finished. There you go. And that one last train will clean it out. And the outpost can deconstruct itself. But it won't, because I'll turn it into a stone outpost. Oh, hello Uber, how's it going? Just deciding what to do next. I do need to fix up that still. I need to relay that so it runs across there. I might set it up so that it doesn't collide with that, because I think it does currently. Just hit the oil patch. And I might be able to use the oil again. Going pretty well, wonderful. It is almost finishing time though. One last thing I might do is copy paste this belt rework right the way through. And I'll fix up these roboports as well. There we go. Just keep it nice and balanced. Train coil looks so simplistic in comparison. Mine actually doesn't do that much. It's actually why I like it. At the same time, I'm keen to see this thing actually work first. I want to exercise it. But I don't think I'm going to see that anytime soon unless I get more iron in. I think the quest for more iron is the next big thing. Does see a bit of a queue there. Where else we got iron? I need to probably over here. Maybe that one. I'll start tapping into that. Start pushing out into here maybe. I'll just have this wave across there. 9% of this. Yeah. There's a reason for that too. Because mine is, I've pointed this out many times, it's like that's just the timing, and then what actually does the work is this thing, or that here. In fact, that's the only bit that actually does the work. And then, oh, this bit actually does the work. This is what I want to move to the outpost, but this is these 6 combinators are what actually does the work. And this is all just to display what's going on. Do you not have huge iron patches directly north? Yeah, I got like these here. But I don't want to concentrate too many trains up here, because this is starting to get quite busy. I am tapping quite a few already. Speaking of 5.2, I could probably like double train that one. It's possible I could add more trains as well. I think going to like 12 train cars though might be the way to go. A 312-3 or something. Although it might be a 416-4 and then one train can feed an entire... Like one of these is feeding an entire bank and it really should be like a 16, not an 8. The problem though is space. Like that's going to double the length of that, so it's going to push it way... Like in theory all this would find its way down here. So I have to rework all that again. I don't want to do that. Having said that, these could be rotated. But they're long-term projects. Depends on the time usage, actually. That one. So train's at 2. But it's see that the last number, the 1 minute, is only like 9, so it's not too bad yet. It's like 50 on Will's map. Time to move it all down a few tiles. Oh. I might also need to invest in more input tracks. Make an area where 16's unloading to a holding and then load onto 8s. I wish you could do a playthrough game on YouTube just about combinators how and why instead of just do this and that from shreds. Really don't understand. Yeah, I started scripting that out, I should say. But it's been on off and on hold. And I can think about building a light display for train status. That's how I built mine. So the reason why this display exists is because that's how I built it. So I started with I started thinking about a way to display the information and then worked backwards from there to build the actual hardware. So the first thing I made was a way to display what it's doing so I can diagnose it. And that's why I have so many lights on it to display what it's doing. Optimize for reducing crossings, yeah. It's partly why the exit only goes out. A lot of it will be helped by making a line across, moving this line up that's up here down to here. That'll help it significantly. And probably go up like there. Because then the oil trains, or less of the oil trains need to go across here. Not that it's a big problem anymore. It's actually trains crossing here, going to outpost that's the problem up there. Need a command block like from Minecraft. And then you can have chickens wearing creepers on their heads. I never really played around with command blocks when they were introduced. Because that was about the point where I started getting sick of Minecraft. I might leave that for next time. The coal train rebuild, that is. So I need to do a whole lot of new coal trains. Upgrade it to 8 lanes. What do we got here? Cover them windows. Aha. Ooh. There's a friend of mine who got sick of it, where by the time not enchanting, alchemy was introduced. Okay, you can do uranium as well. That's something I never really got into, was doing the uranium. Would suggest avoiding physical signals. That's something that I used. Potions, that's it. That's my only thought with it, is to avoid things like train car, because I used to use it, and then because mine it is vulnerable to signal pollution, so I had to move to entirely virtual signals. Like this stores the contents of the entire network. It doesn't filter the contents. And so anything, because I used to use ore part of the calculation, and then the contamination here ruined it. Play modded Minecraft now. I've already moved past modded as well. I couldn't stay focused on Age of Engineering. It was alright, it was fun while it lasted, but I just can't stick to it. Problem with Minecraft modders is they can't make fun mods. Yeah, just be careful with the pollution. Yeah, you can work around it, having said that. It's just something to watch out for. But yeah. You actually reminded me, I do need to get back to looking at the combinator stuff. Any interest into the Breach? Not really, no. I think that game got a lot of hype. I think Clowntown pointed this out. It was from the makers. He pointed out that it said it was from the makers of FTL, and that was the big thing that got it hyped up.